Beloved ones, welcome to the second part of this transformative journey through the 24 stages of spiritual awakening. In this video, we will continue diving deep into the paths of consciousness. We divided the 24 stages into 2 videos, and here we explore 12 more stages that undoubtedly reflect significant moments in your spiritual evolution. The link to the first video is in the description. If you have already watched our first video, you know that each stage is like a piece of a puzzle, helping us integrate all facets of our being. Here on our channel, we talk about spiritual awakening and the law of attraction so that you can have a complete life. Today, we will go even further, touching on aspects that deeply connect the mind, body, emotions, and spirit. We begin with one of the most sensitive and transformative stages, reconnecting with the inner child. This moment is not just about looking at the past, but about healing the wounds that still reside in our unconscious, shaping who we are today. Think about the child you once were, with dreams, fears, joys, and traumas. During the awakening process, we are invited to revisit these moments, to embrace memories we may have tried to forget, but that remain alive within us. Imagine, for example, someone who grew up constantly hearing criticism, carrying a weight of inadequacy throughout adult life. During awakening, this person may begin to realize how those voices from the past still influence their decisions and self-esteem. Reconnecting with the inner child is a call to embrace this version of yourself, not with judgment, but with compassion. When we do this, something magical happens. We begin to free ourselves from self-imposed limitations, reclaiming the spontaneity, creativity, and authenticity that have always been part of who we are. And this is exactly where the next stage arises: creative awakening. By healing the inner child, we unlock a flow of creative energy that has been repressed for years. This creativity is not limited to traditional forms of art, but manifests in all areas of life. It is as if, suddenly, you start seeing possibilities where before you saw limits. Perhaps you feel an urge to paint, write, cook uniquely, or even create something that reflects your deepest essence. For example, a person who never saw themselves as artistic may discover, after an emotional healing experience, that they have a talent for music or for expressing their feelings through writing. But creative awakening is not just about creating something beautiful. It is about using creativity as a tool for self-knowledge and manifesting one's life purpose. Every brushstroke, every written word, every realized idea is an expression of your higher self, translated into the material world. With creative awakening, another powerful stage emerges: the intensification of intuition. It is as if, by aligning with your essence, you open the doors to a deeper level of perception. The answers that once seemed out of reach begin to emerge from within. Suddenly, you know what to do, even if logic does not explain it. This intuitive connection is a subtle but powerful guide, leading us toward choices that are more aligned with our purpose. Think about moments when you had an inexplicable feeling that something was going to happen, or that you should follow a specific path. That is intuition in action. During awakening, it becomes clearer and more reliable, allowing us to navigate life with more confidence and serenity. It is as if we start hearing the voice of our higher self, a whisper guiding us to where we need to go. However, with this amplification of consciousness, our physical and energetic bodies also undergo transformations. And here we enter the stage of energetic purification. After the initial awakening, it is common to experience intense changes in our body and energy. Many people report physical symptoms such as sudden fatigue, changes in eating patterns, or an uncontrollable need to distance themselves from toxic environments. These signs are not problems. They are evidence that the body is adjusting its frequency to align with the new spiritual vibration. For example, you may notice that certain foods that once seemed pleasant now feel heavy, or that crowded and chaotic environments drain your energy. These adjustments are part of the purification process, where your body and energy begin to align with your elevated consciousness. At this stage, it is essential to listen to your body, respect its needs, and allow it to release what no longer serves. These first stages, reconnecting with the inner child, creative awakening, intensifying intuition, and energetic purification, lay the groundwork for the next level of spiritual growth. Each of them is deeply connected, functioning as a sequence that brings us closer to who we truly are. Now that you understand the transformative power of these stages, let's move forward, exploring even more of the impact of awakening in our lives. As we advance on this spiritual journey, we begin to realize that awakening is not just an individual process, but also a call to connect with something greater. This call is clearly exemplified in the stage of service to others. After going through energetic purification and reconnecting with our essence, a deep desire naturally arises to share what we have learned. We feel a genuine need to help others on their own journeys, whether by sharing knowledge, offering emotional support, or even contributing to causes that promote collective well-being. Imagine someone who, after overcoming years of emotional and spiritual challenges, feels the urge to use their experience to help others facing similar situations. This desire to serve does not come from a place of obligation or ego, but from a place of love and empathy. It is as if we realize that by helping others, we are also helping ourselves to grow. This stage teaches us that awakening is not just about self-discovery, but about how we can use this evolution to create a positive impact in the world. But at the same time, the spiritual path often leads us to moments of silence and existential emptiness. After the initial excitement of awakening and the euphoria of discoveries, many awakened individuals report entering a period of deep inner silence. This emptiness can be uncomfortable because it feels like something is missing. However, this stage is actually a disguised gift. It invites us to disconnect from external distractions and dive into the essence of simply being. Think of this emptiness as a moment when the universe gives you the opportunity to pause and reconnect with the present. It is in this silence that we find clarity and learn to simply be. Although it may initially seem like a phase of stagnation, it is actually fertile ground for integrating spiritual lessons. Here, learning does not come from external sources, but from a state of inner peace, where we discover that true happiness is not in doing but in being. From this silence, many people begin to experience detachment from the ego. This is one of the most transformative and challenging stages of awakening. The ego, which often defines us by roles, titles, and identities, starts to lose its influence. We begin to see that we are not just the masks we wear in the world, such as our job, achievements, or even our spiritual beliefs, but something much deeper. For example, someone who has always identified as successful because of their career may realize that their true essence does not depend on their job title or status. This detachment from the ego does not mean you abandon everything, but that you start living more fluidly, without clinging to labels or roles. It is a deep release that allows us to act authentically, based on essence rather than appearance. And in this state of detachment, we become more receptive to unity with nature. When we let go of the ego, we begin to feel connected to everything around us, especially the planet and its natural cycles. Many people report a deep love and respect for the earth at this stage. It is as if, by understanding our spiritual connection, we begin to recognize that we are part of something greater, which includes all living beings and the planet itself. These stages, service to others, silence and existential emptiness, detachment from the ego, and unity with nature, show us that spiritual awakening is not a linear path. Each step prepares the ground for the next, deepening our connection with the world, with others, and, above all, with ourselves. Let's move forward and explore how this process leads us to even greater integration with all that we are and with the collective. As we continue this journey, we come across a stage of great importance: reintegration with the collective. After periods of isolation, introspection, and internal transformation, a moment arises when we feel ready to return to interacting with others. However, this reintegration happens differently. We do not return as we were before, adapting to external expectations or pretending to be something we are not. Instead, we return as authentic beings, aware of our essence and prepared to engage with the collective in a genuine way. Think of someone who, after a period of intense spiritual seeking, begins to realize that they can share their new perspective with the community. This person, who may have previously been withdrawn or disconnected, now finds strength in their authenticity. This reintegration is not about submitting to what is socially expected, but about making a valuable contribution to the world based on the wisdom acquired. This reintegration is deeply connected to the stage of integration of polarities. During the awakening process, we realize that within us exist both light and shadow. Our initial tendency may be to reject the shadow aspects, trying to eliminate or hide them. But at this stage, we learn that true transformation happens when we accept and integrate these polarities. Light and shadow are complementary parts that make us whole. Imagine someone who has always struggled with feelings of anger or insecurity. During awakening, this person may discover that these feelings are not enemies, but aspects that need to be understood and embraced. Anger, for example, can be a sign that important boundaries are being ignored. When we integrate these polarities, we transform what once seemed negative into tools for growth and learning. This acceptance of who we are, with all our complexities, directly reflects in the next stage. Awakening in relationships. Our relationships are a powerful mirror during the awakening process. They reveal our patterns, our wounds, and, often, our most important lessons. At this stage, we learn to practice unconditional love, conscious communication, and mutual respect. For example, in a romantic relationship, a person who has undergone awakening begins to see their partner with new eyes. Instead of demanding perfection or reacting impulsively, they seek to understand the needs and emotions of the other while establishing healthy boundaries. This stage teaches us that true love is not about possession or control, but about freedom and mutual growth. And as we mature in this understanding, we are led to cosmic awakening. This stage represents an expansion of our consciousness beyond what is visible or tangible. It is not just about understanding our connection to the physical world, but about opening ourselves to the vastness of the cosmos. Many people report, at this stage, experiences of connection with other dimensions, planes of existence, and a sense of unity with the universe as a whole. Imagine yourself looking at the starry sky on a quiet night. In the stage of cosmic awakening, this vision is no longer just a beautiful landscape. It awakens in you a deep feeling of connection with the stars, with the immensity of the universe, and with something much greater than our earthly existence. It is as if each star were a reminder that we are part of something infinite and extraordinary. These stages, reintegration with the collective, integration of polarities, awakening in relationships, and cosmic awakening, show that spiritual awakening leads us to increasingly deeper levels of connection and understanding. We are not just transforming ourselves, but expanding our perception of who we are in the context of something much greater. This prepares us for the final stage of this journey, where we find the true purpose and meaning of everything we have experienced. And so, we conclude this fascinating journey through the 12 stages of spiritual awakening, a true transformation that guides us through deeper layers of self-knowledge and connection with the whole. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these stages are you in? Or maybe you have already gone through several of them? Share your experience in the comments, as it can inspire others who are walking the same path. And if you haven't watched the other 12 stages, the link is in the description. If this video has brought you clarity, insights, or touched you in some way, don't forget to like and support our work. And of course, subscribe to the channel to continue exploring these transformative topics together. Your participation and energy are essential for this collective journey. See you in the next video, Beings of Light.